My name is Captain Ken Mulder. I run HIIYA Sportfishing. I charter out of Jamestown, Rhode Island. I've got a 1978 Crusader 34-foot down east style boat that I'm doing my sport fishing charters off of for tog season this year. I'm going to be working on continuing to restore the boat this winter. I grew up here in Portsmouth, Rhode Island. I've lived here the majority of my life, fished Narragansett Bay and the surrounding waters my entire life. Everything from tautog, fluke, to stripers and black sea bass. Done it all my entire life since I was 4 years old. I named my charter business HIIYA Sportfishing in honor of my father, who was a career Navy veteran. HIIYA was from his first duty station, Leonard F. Mason. It was a flag they had on the ship, HIIYA, and what it stood for was hang it in your ass. I figured that was a really polite way of telling people to kiss off. Like I said, my dad was a career Navy vet, brought us here to Newport when I was 4 years old. Grew up here, went through the school system here, met my wife here, have fished here my entire life. The Minnkota Trolling Motor works on a GPS spot lock, so with that trolling motor there's no need for anchors anymore. We can position on any piece of structure on the bottom with this motor, and the GPS location is going to hold us right on top of it effortlessly. No need to deploy anchors anymore, save your back. Also, you can fish much smaller spots than were ever possible anchoring. Whether you used a single anchor or a 2-anchor system, you always get swing. With this trolling motor, if the tide changes and spins the boat around, you can move it right here off of the fish finder to get right back on top of where you were. What this means for fishing, especially for tautog, is I can fish much smaller structure than anybody with an anchor can fish. So those spots are not getting a lot of pressure and tend to hold more and larger fish because nobody else has been fishing them. So I can get on a rock pile smaller than this boat or a single boulder and fish that area effectively and put better quality fish on the boat for my customers.
To do on it, or is it
shrink wrapper and start ripping this aft deck out to replace it?
Really?
Yep.
The whole thing?
Yeah, gonna replace the entire aft deck. This stern helm is coming out and gonna get rebuilt right behind the house to free up the deck space for fishing.
Wow.
So
you got a busy winter.
Yep. All the AC wiring is going to get replaced this winter. Finish up on the DC wiring. All of the battery cables are getting replaced.
Wow.
So this trolling motor with the lead acid batteries on a day like yesterday with the conditions, blowing 18 to 25 with gusts over 30 in 4-foot plus seas, the lead acids would have maximum given me 3 hours of run time. With the new solid state 120 amp battery, 36 volt, we held all day long. And I used approximately 75% of the battery yesterday in those conditions on a 9-hour trip. Something that the lead acid batteries would have never done for me on their best day. The issues I was running into with the lead acid, that when the battery started to run a little bit low, we wouldn't hold spot anymore. We would start to drift off of it. And then about 15 minutes after that, they were completely done. The motor would shut off and we were done using the trolling motor for the day and had to start throwing the hook. With this new solid state marine battery, all day long, any conditions I put this boat in, she's held all day long with no problem. I can monitor the state of the battery from the app on my phone, so I always know what I have available to me for the rest of the day and can plan accordingly. Like I said, yesterday the conditions were horrible. She held all day without any issue whatsoever and still had plenty of charge when we got back to the dock. The hardest part about changing over to this battery was lugging those heavy lead acid batteries off of the boat. The solid state marine battery is incredibly light, same size as one single lead acid. This battery replaced 3 of them. Took the 3 lead acid batteries off the boat, set this one in place, hooked the wiring up, on my way, ready to go. Drop in, plug and play. I had everything already installed and wired for this trolling motor with the lead acid batteries. So it was just a matter of removing them, setting this one in place, switching the wires over, eliminating wires because I no longer had to link 3 batteries together. And with the trolling motor, we're on and off of spots in 30 seconds time, instead of with the anchor 10 or 15 minutes to get set the way you want and then get the anchor back up when you change spots. So it's just made life so much easier with the trolling motor and this solid state marine battery that I can pick a spot. If we're not experiencing the bite that I want to provide to my customers, I push a button, the trolling motor stows itself, and we're on to the next spot in a matter of a minute. I would never have another boat without the trolling motor, especially if you're interested in doing any tautog fishing. If you want to anchor up on especially small structure, in my opinion, this is the only way to go. You can find me on Facebook. It's HIIYA Sportfishing on Facebook, all capital letters in HIIYA. You can email me at kenmulder531@gmail.com. We're going to start off next year in the spring with spring tautog and transition into stripers, and then fluke and sea bass as the season goes along, and then back for the fall tautog fishing season.